Welcome back and thank you for staying with Times Now. Now, on the 5th of July, the chief of the Tamil Nadu unit of the of BSP, K. Armstrong, he was hacked to death in Chennai. About 9 days after this incident, one of the 11 accused in the case who surrendered before the police has been shot dead in an encounter. Now, we're talking about an encounter that has taken place in Tamil Nadu. Tiruvengadam, one of the accused in the case, is himself a history sheeter, and he was remanded to police custody a few days ago. The accused was taken to the site in Madavaram, which is near Chennai, where the police believe that weapons used to kill Armstrong, these weapons were hidden and stored. Now, the police goes on to claim that while he was taken to the site, the accused attacked the police with the weapons, and this forced the police to shoot him. The accused was soon taken to the hospital but was declared brought dead on arrival. The encounter now has sparked a political slugfest in the state of Tamil Nadu. The BJP and the AIADMK are claiming that the circumstances of the encounter are suspect, and they believe that there could be a possible cover-up bid at play. Interestingly, it's not just the BJP and the AIADMK. DMK's own ally, the Congress too, is putting the Stalin government in the dock. There are leaders of the Congress who are calling this contract killing in uniform and extrajudicial killing that isn't good policing. These are comments by Congress leaders. The DMK, on the other hand, is going on to claim that an inquiry will be conducted, and the Chief Minister of the state of Tamil Nadu by no means believes in extrajudicial action. Sample the political reactions that have come in.
ஏற்கனவே ஆம்ஸ்ட்ராங் கொலை வழக்கில் இந்த சுட்டுக் கொல்லப்பட்ட நபர் திருவேங்கடம் என்று கருதுகிறேன். அவர் சரணடைந்திருக்கின்றார். இதில் ஏதோ சந்தேகம் இருப்பதாக தெரிகிறது. ஏற்கனவே ஆம்ஸ்ட்ராங் குடும்பத்தினர் இந்த கைது செய்யப்பட்டவர்கள் மீது சந்தேகம் அடைந்திருக்கின்றார்கள். உண்மை குற்றவாளி கண்டுபிடிக்கவில்லை என்று அவருடைய ஆம்ஸ்ட்ராங்குடைய உறவினர்களும் அவருடைய கட்சி நிர்வாகிகளும் தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றார்கள். அந்த வேளையில் இப்படிப்பட்ட சம்பவம் நடைபெற்றது மேலும் சந்தேகத்தை கிளப்பியிருக்கிறது என்பதுதான் என்னுடைய கருத்து.
When somebody comes to surrender, don't you accept that and try to inquire and do the right due diligence and find out what went wrong? Why shoot somebody who comes to surrender? Now this leads to many questions and many doubts. And what is who trying to cover up?
No matter how serious the offence is, this Chief Minister does not believe in extrajudicial action, extra constitutional efforts to control crime. So there are set guidelines by the NHRC and the State Human Rights Commission. When such incidents happen, these guidelines will be followed, and there will also be an inquiry to look at exact events that turned up in this encounter.
YG Madhuvanti of the Bharatiya Janata Party and Ramasubramanian, a political analyst, are joining us today on this broadcast as the questions and politics over this encounter plays out in the state of Tamil Nadu. Ramasubramanian, there are leaders of the Congress party, allies of the DMK, who are questioning this encounter. They are calling it contract killing in uniform. The BJP, yes, is asking questions. The AIADMK is asking questions. But what is the answer the DMK will give its own ally when they are using terms like contract killing in uniform?
The response of Mr. Karthi Chidambaram nowadays seems to be totally different and not acceptable at all. Not only here, even in respect of the murder of Mr. Armstrong, he was making certain remarks which are not charitable at all. As if the murder has taken place and the murderers are not the same people and somebody else are the murderers. That is how he was mentioning. Also, the AIADMK people and even BJP people were claiming that these are the people not to have committed the murder, but the real people are being shielded by the police and the DMK government. This is far from the truth. The fact remains is that today here, I don't know whether you people are aware of it, the video is becoming quite viral in Tamil Nadu, that all the 11 people have been arrested are definitely involved in the murder of the BSP leader, Mr. Armstrong. That is, it appears very clearly that these are the people who have done the crime. So, the court has ordered the people to be taken to custody, and they have all been taken into custody.
Okay.
Well,
but there is
here. Let me finish.
Okay.
When this gentleman Thiruvengalam wanted to go out for attending, showing the place where the even weapons have been hidden, to show where the weapons have been hidden. And he also wanted to attend to the nature's call. At that time, suddenly he used certain, weapons to attack the police people.
Okay.
The police have every right to defend themselves under Section 96 to 106 of the IPC. Therefore, you cannot expect the police people to remain as Buddhas.
Okay. I understood your point. You're saying that the police has the right to defend itself, take action when there is a criminal who tries to use, firearms and who tries to escape. But let's go to YG Madhuvanti. Before I ask you the question about if the police in Chennai has taken an action in its defense, and if there is a criminal we are talking about who is involved in the murder of BSP leader K. Armstrong, if he tried to escape, and if the police took this action, many would ask, the police has the right, so, can it be questioned, and why are you making a cover-up charge? What are the questions you have when you level the cover-up charge?
So, good evening, Sagarika, and good evening to my fellow panelists here. We are not the ones asking for a cover-up charge. It is quite obvious that this is a cover-up. Because I do not understand. My humble understanding of the law is that when somebody comes to surrender, you ask him questions, you do due diligence, you inquire, you do the needful. What is the need to shoot him and conduct this encounter early in the morning in such a hurry, especially when you've taken him to show you the dump of weapons? I don't understand this logic at all. And if it's only me asking this question, you can say that the BJP is biased and the BJP wants to, play politics with the death of Mr. Armstrong, as how everybody has been screaming out loud for the past 1 week. I'm not the only one asking this question. The ADMK chief, Mr. Edapadi Palanisamy, has asked the same question, saying this whole encounter has happened under very suspicious circumstances. And you find Mr. Karthi Chidambaram, who's their own ally, saying that this is contract killing in uniform. Now, I don't understand. In a democracy, if the ally actually asks the ruling party a question that is pertinent, you immediately say that he's faking it. The whole thing is a farce. This is not how questions should be asked. So what are the questions? Are we supposed to ask scripted questions that they will write out and give us, and we are supposed to speak out those dialogues? I don't understand. Why should you encounter somebody who has come to surrender?
No, there is also a question. Mr. Ramasubramanian, this question is not just being asked by leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party. This is a question being asked by your own ally. And it's not just this question. Even when Mr. Armstrong was hacked to death in Chennai, Karthi Chidambaram, who is an MP from Sivaganga, went on to speak about a particular systemic neglect of North Chennai. He also said that if you look at this from the angle of personal enmity, it will be a complete misreading of the situation. So if he is pointing out some ground realities, why can't you as an ally just acknowledge it instead of dissing his opinion?
No, exactly. I mentioned earlier that Mr. Karthi Chidambaram making some desired statements. Right from the beginning, in respect of Armstrong's death, and now in respect of the encounter.
But he's the ally of the DMK.
No, whatever maybe, it is his personal view. Need not necessarily be that of the party. It is a personal view.
But the Congress hasn't come out and said, Mr. Ramasubramaniam, that this is Karthi Chidambaram's personal view. They've actually said nothing.
No. It is always a personal view of Mr. Karthi Chidambaram. It cannot be deemed as the official statement from Congress party. So this is one point. Secondly, the BJP spokesman says that the person accused has come to surrender. No, he has already been taken into custody. He has been taken into custody under the court's order. And when he was asked to show the place where the arms have been dumped or hidden, at that time, he tried to use some weapons against the police people, and as a result of which the encounter has taken place. You cannot, you please don't, do certain things which would certainly demoralize the police people in Tamil Nadu. Either you say when they are totally helpless, they just don't care about the law and order problem, or when they take action. At that time,
so Mr. Ramasubramaniam, Madhuvanti is saying that you can't demoralize the police. The thing is, you cannot demoralize the police because in other states where the BJP is in power, let's talk about the state of Uttar Pradesh, and when there is bulldozer action taken, or when there are encounters of gangsters, it is leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party who come out and they justify it, and then they go ahead and say that you need an iron fist. When it comes to the police, we can't demoralize them, and there has to be an iron fist policy when it comes to law and order. Right now, you're raising multiple questions. You're saying, why did the police have to, in fact, go ahead and open fire and shoot at him? So the opposition, or here we are talking about the ruling party in Tamil Nadu, they'll come out and point at these dichotomies and when it comes to the Bharatiya Janata Party.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I beg to differ. The bulldozing in Uttar Pradesh did not happen by some gangster. It happened as per law. I think we are very clear how the bulldozing happened. Gangsters who have been shot in encounters in Uttar Pradesh have tried to flee from the police. I think these cases are totally different from what happened here in Tamil Nadu. He came to surrender. Now they are trying to cover up the whole surrender story and say he was taken into custody. Sir, when you spoke...
Mr. Ramasubramaniam, let her finish. I'll come back to you. I'll give you time. Let her finish. Let her make her point and I'll come back to you. Please go ahead.
I request you to blindly keep quiet when I'm speaking. Thank you. So, when they come to surrender, it's a totally different ball game. Now they're making it sound like he never came to surrender and he was taken into custody. Okay, let's see. He was taken into custody. He was taken into custody and he was willingly trying to show them the weapons. What was the need for an emergency encounter? And some time ago, we saw the DMK spokesperson saying that the CM will not tolerate this kind of taking law into their own hands. We will conduct an inquiry into why the encounter happened. So now are you trying to tell me that the DMK has factions inside themselves who are not sure as to why the encounter happened? Or are you now trying to say that Mr. Karti Chidambaram spoke some dialogue that somebody wrote and gave him? I don't understand where this is going. End of the day, justice is not being delivered to the family of the deceased or to the workers of the Bahujan Samajan Party. Nobody seems to be bothered about that. We are trying to nitpick.
Mr. Ramasubramaniam, will justice be given to K. Armstrong's family? Because there is another allegation that has been made against, the accused in this very case. The Bharatiya Janata Party goes on to say that some of the accused have links to the DMK. They are even questioning the very, they are saying that this wasn't even him being taken into custody. It was a surrender. So that is why they are leveling the cover-up charge. How do you respond to all these allegations that they are making?
In fact, one of the persons who has been arrested is a BJP guy, SC/ST wing person. So don't think that it is only the DMK or some other party people. It is, in fact, if you just look at the whole issue, it is arising out of a very serious matter, which is known as Arudra gold scandal. So that has a complete link with the BJP guys who have been already arrested and they are already undergoing the legal processes. So let us not jump to conclusion that BJP is holier than thou people and they have nothing to do with this case and only leveling charges against the DMK will help them out. It is not going to happen. As rightly said by the DMK spokesperson, definitely the Chief Minister will or inquiry, and there cannot be any extrajudicial action on the part of police people also.
Right.
This is how it has to be read. And probably when the BJP spokesperson is under the wrong impression, I am a DMK fellow, I don't belong to any party at all.
Right. No, nobody says you belong to a particular party, but, YG Madhuvanti, you have said, there are leaders of the BJP who have gone ahead and have said that 3 members in this particular case have links with the DMK. You're questioning the encounter, you're questioning the premise and the circumstances. But they also go ahead, the other side, the DMK and its supporters also go ahead and say that it is the BJP. So this counter-charge will continue. What about justice?
Ma'am, my point is very clear. I know fully well Mr. Ramasubramaniam is not a member of the DMK, just as how he knows fully well that I am a hardcore member of the BJP. That is not the point of discussion here. The point of discussion here is very clear. He said that there is a BJP member who's an SC/ST wing leader who's involved in this. That has been proven that it was fake news that was busted. The fake news, as usual, from the IT wing of the DMK that was busted by the BJP 3-4 days ago. I think he is not aware of the fact. Having said that, 3 members who have connections with the with the DMK have been taken into custody. Why is the DMK not saying that these members don't belong to them? Prove it. We have proven it, no? You prove it. Third point, very simple. Is justice going to be delivered to this family and to the workers of BSP in Tamil Nadu? Nobody wants to give an answer to that question. Everybody wants to pass the buck. Now Mr. Ramasubramaniam says the Chief Minister is definitely going to conduct an inquiry and check if the police have done the right thing or not. Sometime back in the same debate, he said that you can't demoralize the police. Which is the stand he is going to take. He himself seems to have 2 stands towards the end of the debate.
Now
what is the stand he's going to take?
Do you have two stands, Mr. Ramasubramaniam? But one question that's on everyone's mind, Mr. Ramasubramaniam. Can it be denied? Can it be denied that there are workers of political parties, be it the PMK, be it the BSP and even the Congress? In the last few months, there are workers of political parties who have faced these kind of murderous attacks in the state of Tamil Nadu. The larger question of law and order is also not being addressed. One after the other, if there are political workers who are, as many would say, becoming targets of gangs, then what is happening in the state of Tamil Nadu? Shouldn't that be questioned? The basic question of law and order.
No. I think by and large, the law and order situation in Tamil Nadu is very, very quiet and peaceful. And you can take the records from the government of India.
And that is why we are seeing videos of alleged murder accused running with very, very deadly arms in their hands and hacking people on the streets of Chennai, the capital.
See, I think you must compare apples to apples. See, Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh. I think the most dreaded place in India is Uttar Pradesh.
All right.
And even in Madhya Pradesh and all that. Don't compare with Tamil Nadu. It is quite peaceful. And the national record in terms of criminal actions and all that, Tamil Nadu is far ahead of other states. It is by and large.
All right, completely running out of time, Mr. Ramasubramaniam, and thank you, Madhuvanti, for joining us today. But the question still remains. What about justice for the family of BSP leader K. Armstrong? And when it comes to law and order, can these comparisons actually take away from the fact that there are political workers in the state who are facing attacks? And if a question on law and order is asked by the Bharatiya Janata Party or anyone or a concerned citizen, can that be termed as whataboutery? Thank you so much for joining us on this debate. We have to move on to some more news that's coming in.